Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story begins in a quiet, upscale neighborhood where tall gates hid more secrets than luxury. Behind one of those gates lived Ethan Krause, a widowed millionaire known for his sharp mind, generous donations, and a past tragedy no one dared to question. His wife had died years ago, leaving him alone to raise their triplets. Three identical boys with curious eyes and hearts far kinder than their father ever showed to the world. Ethan believed the world was full of people who loved money more than truth. That belief shaped him after his wife's death. Grief hardened him, and wealth isolated him. So when Sophia entered his life, smiling softly and never asking about his fortune, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: hope mixed with fear. Sophia was a school counselor, warm, patient, and unusually gentle with the triplets. She helped them with homework, listened to their endless questions, and treated them like children, not accessories of a rich man. But Ethan didn't trust easily. In fact, he trusted no one. As their relationship grew serious, a dark idea formed in his mind. He wanted to test Sophia. He wanted to know if she truly loved him or the life he could provide. Instead of communicating like a normal person, Ethan chose manipulation. He decided to pretend he was facing financial trouble, a sudden collapse of investments, frozen accounts, and legal threats that could take everything away. One evening, he sat Sophia down in the living room while the triplets played nearby. His voice was calm but heavy as he told her the story. He said the money was almost gone, that they might have to sell the house, let go of staff, and live a much simpler life. He watched her face closely, waiting for disappointment, fear, or withdrawal, but Sophia didn't react the way he expected. She reached for his hand and said she didn't care about the house or the money. She said she cared about him and the boys. She even suggested moving closer to her school so the kids could have a more normal life. Ethan nodded, but inside, doubt still whispered. Words were easy, he told himself. Actions revealed truth. The next part of his test was crueler. Ethan announced he would be leaving on a business trip to fix things, and that while he was gone, they would start cutting costs immediately. That meant dismissing the household staff, including Maria, the elderly maid, who had worked in the house since before the triplets were born. Maria was quiet, observant, and deeply attached to the children. She had seen Ethan at his best and worst, and she knew grief had turned him into someone distant and suspicious. Sophia was shocked when Ethan said Maria had to go. She argued that Maria was like family, that the boys needed stability. Ethan stood firm, watching closely. Finally, Sophia made a decision that surprised him. She offered to pay Maria's salary herself. Ethan felt a flicker of something uncomfortable. Guilt, maybe, but he ignored it and left the next morning, pretending to head out of town while actually staying nearby, watching events unfold through reports and cameras he had secretly installed around the property. He told himself it was necessary. He needed certainty. What he didn't expect was Maria. After Ethan left, life in the house changed. Sophia took over many responsibilities without complaint. She cooked, cleaned, helped the triplets with school, and spent evenings reading with them instead of going out. Maria noticed everything. She noticed Sophia skipping meals so the boys could eat better food. She noticed her sewing torn clothes instead of replacing them. And most importantly, she noticed something else. One afternoon, while organizing old storage boxers in the basement to prepare for downsizing, Maria found documents she wasn't supposed to see: legal papers, financial statements, and investment reports dated just days earlier. They all said the same thing: Ethan Krause was far from broke. The numbers were enormous, accounts untouched, assets growing. The story Ethan told was a lie. Maria's hands trembled as she read. She had always suspected Ethan tested people, but this was something else. He was testing the woman who loved his children, who sacrificed quietly, who stayed when leaving would have been easier. That night, Maria couldn't sleep. She watched Sophia sitting at the table, helping the triplets with a project, laughing softly despite exhaustion. Maria knew then she had a choice: stay silent and let Sophia suffer through a lie, or speak up and risk losing her job and home. The next day, Maria asked Sophia to join her in the kitchen. Her voice shook as she told her everything. She showed her the documents. She explained Ethan's pattern, how he had tested business partners, friends, even distant relatives. Sophia listened in silence, tears forming but not falling. She wasn't angry. She was hurt. That hurt turned into clarity. Sophia thanked Maria and asked her to keep the secret for just a little longer. She said she needed time to think, not for herself, but for the triplets. Those boys had already lost their mother. She didn't want to make a decision that would hurt them. When Ethan returned, expecting reports of struggle or retreat, he found something else entirely. The house was simpler, but warmer. The boys were happy. Sophia greeted him calmly, lovingly, even. It unsettled him. His test hadn't worked the way he imagined. Instead of breaking, Sophia had built something stronger. That evening, after the triplets were asleep, Sophia asked Ethan to sit with her. Maria stood quietly nearby, her presence intentional. Sophia spoke softly but firmly. She told Ethan she knew the truth. She explained how Maria had discovered the documents. She didn't accuse him with anger. She asked him one simple question. Why? Didn't you trust me? Ethan froze. For the first time in years, he had no defense, no strategy, no test left to run. Maria then spoke, her voice steady, reminding him of the woman he used to be before grief consumed him. She told him his late wife trusted people, loved openly, and would be ashamed of the man he had become. The words hit harder than any accusation. Ethan broke down. He confessed everything. The fear of being used, the terror of losing someone again, the belief that love always came with conditions. Sophia listened, tears finally falling, not from betrayal alone, but from understanding how broken he truly was. She told him love wasn't proven through tests, it was proven through trust. Ethan apologized, not just with words, but with action. He ended the lies immediately. He restored Maria's position publicly, thanking her in front of the staff and the children. He promised transparency, counseling, and most importantly, honesty. But Sophia didn't rush forgiveness. She asked for time. Weeks passed. Ethan worked on himself. Therapy, open conversations, real vulnerability. The triplets noticed the change. Before anyone else, their father laughed again. He listened. He hugged without hesitation. One evening, Sophia returned to the house after staying with her sister for a while. She sat with Ethan in the same living room where the lie began. This time, there were no tests, no secrets. She told him she would stay. Not because of money, not because of comfort, but because she saw real change. But she made one thing clear. If he ever tested love again, he would lose it forever. Ethan agreed. Maria watched from the doorway, a quiet smile on her face. Sometimes, the people society overlooks are the ones who protect the truth the most. And in the end, the millionaire didn't learn his greatest lesson from wealth, power, or fear. He learned it from love, honesty, and a maid brave enough to uncover a secret that changed everything. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes trust is the true foundation of love. We'll see you in the next one.